Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. It's Alvor of Alvor's Forge, and today I'm going to be doing my first Bedrock tutorial from here in my Void world, which one day will be filled with all kinds of awesome tutorials. The first one today is going to be for the zombie/drowned spawner, so you can use this as a Trident farm and have all of the good stuff. Now, you don't have to make this thing out of glass. I just did it that way because that way you guys can see everything that's going on. So first of all, I'll show you how it works and then we'll get to the tutorial. So, we've got your chamber in here. Now you can turn this machine on and off, so when you're done getting as much XP and tridents and other enchanted goods as you want, you can just switch it off and leave. There's a function to catch all of the drops from them as they change from zombies into drowned. Everything goes in here. Now that's going to fill up real fast with a lot of probably golden gear that you don't even want. So you don't have to build this bit, but I've put a little smelting machine underneath there to turn all of the drops into some nice little nuggets that would be at least a little bit more useful than just throwing them away. Now the only problem with this system is that they do drop leather, which can jam up the system, which is why there's this little hatch here, so that you can just fish the leather out of either the furnace or the hopper, and then you can just throw it in the bin. There's literally nothing to that bin, there's nothing complicated, it's just literally a pit. Obviously if you guys want, you can put some netherrack in there, some fire, however you guys want to dispose of it, maybe some lava or something. And you've got your optional crafting table and anvil so that you can craft some stuff up or combine some things using your new fangled levels here. Now this lever here is so that you can choose whether you want to smelt the items in the chest or keep them. So this machine really does have pretty much everything you can think of that you need. So I'll give you a little demonstration. Let's just turn the machine on. And that literally just turns off that redstone lamp, which then darkens the room and activates the whole thing to start spawning. Now, this uses a bubble elevator from the Aquatic update. The only tiny issue is this little gap here. I have no idea what to do about that, so if you guys do know, then please tell me in the comments. But yeah, it pushes them this far and then one dude will get stuck here, but as soon as this friend comes along, a couple more of them and they'll just start pushing each other into the tube. They'll then go up here where they can get stuck here. You can watch them as they change. After a while these guys will start to shake and then change into drowns. When they do, if they're wearing any armor and got any weapons and stuff, they will drop those, which will get caught by these hoppers and go into your chest. Whether you guys want them to be drowns or zombies, this lever will release them, and yeah, then they'll drop down here, soften them up so that you can kill them in like 1 to 2 hits, where again all of their drops will go in there and all of the XP bubbles will come through here and you can absorb them. So it's a brilliant farm for all kinds of things. Let's just see if we can, oh, we've already got, yeah, we go, got a few drowns in here already. Is this dude gonna drop his leather when he changes? Let's find out. So while we're waiting for him, you know what? Actually, no. Let's just go. Okay. So as you can see, they go up and down. They come nicely softened up, and now see, no weapons at all, just fists, and boom. They are dead, all of their drops went into here, and it's all good. It's always satisfying to watch them come down the tube, so if you guys want to build the entire tube out of glass, then you can. I'd personally recommend that either way, if you do, you should definitely at least put a solid cap on here. Otherwise, by the time they come down, they will have already taken some sun damage if it's during the day. These aren't necessary. That's just to stop anything from spawning on top of there. But yeah, obviously, like, I don't know how far down your spawner cube is going to be. It might be right near the surface and this entire tube will be above ground, or it might be so deep underground that the entire tube here is also underground. And in which case, if you want, you could build a little viewing area here, watch them all come up and be dropped down. Totally up to you. But in all likelihood, it's going to be at least some level underground, which is why I've made the entrance to it by this ladder here. So, yeah, that's pretty much everything you guys need to know. So without any further ado, let's start the tutorial. So first things first, the things you're going to need. You're going to need to find yourself a monster spawner, specifically obviously for zombies. You're not going to need exactly 3 stacks of a block of your choice. It could be, you know, any kind of block you want, and I haven't exactly counted how many blocks it'll take to build this thing, but just get a bunch of stacks and you should be fine. I'll say you'll need 18 redstone, 3 chests, 11 hoppers, 8 stone slabs, 4 levers, 2 redstone torches, a couple of buckets to make an infinite water source, which you'll use for various bits of it later on, 1 sticky piston, 1 soul sand, however much ladder it takes you to get from the killing chamber to the surface. So it's not going to be exactly a half stack. Well, for you it might be, I don't know. But yeah, just get a bunch of ladder. Then 7 signs, 1 redstone lamp. You don't have to have 2 sea lanterns. You can just use torches or glowstone, whatever you want. Just something that'll light the place up. 2 redstone repeaters, 1 comparator, 1 iron door, 1 oak trap door, 3 droppers, and then you don't have to necessarily have these 2 guys here. Those are optional. But have yourself a furnace and 1 piece of glass so that you can see all those zombies turn into drowns. Okay, so when you find your zombie spawner, the room is going to look something like this. Unfortunately, it's not going to be all made out of iron. That would be great, but no, it'll be made out of cobble. It's just iron in this tutorial so that you can see all of the borders of the blocks nice and clearly. But the room will be the same shape. So we will have a 7x5 room, which we're going to need to expand out to be a 9x9 room. So to do that, first of all, get rid of all of your loot and chests. Obviously, you're going to need to light this thing up to get in here safely in the first place by lighting it up with as many torches as you can. I recommend 1 torch on each side of the cube. Once everything is all clear, you want to expand this out, so 1, 2, 3, have a 4 on each side, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Same again, these are only 2, so expand this out by 2 more blocks. 1, 2, 1, 2, so now we've got 4 on each side, with this one in the middle, making this a 9x9. So then you just want to clear out the entire room and turn it into a nice big cube. Right, so when you're done, it should look something like this. The ceiling should be approximately 2 blocks high above the spawner cube. If I were you, I'd keep the 2 blocks there because that will come in useful later on. Also, just to stop zombies from spawning in the dark corners, I'd recommend lighting up the outside edges once it's all been expanded to 4 blocks wide from the spawner on each side. And now what we need to do is we need to dig it down by another 2. So once you guys have got it 2 blocks up from the spawner and 2 blocks down from the spawner, we're then gonna make the water system. So first of all, you need to decide which direction you want your kill chamber in. So obviously look at your map, check out northeast, south and west it, and figure out which way is closest to your base and dig it in that direction. Once you've decided, you're going to want to go to that side, and then across the floor we're going to want to dig down another one, but 2 blocks wide, like this. Now we're going to make a sort of triangle shape, with the center being where the spawner is, like so, and that will create a nice channel for the water streams to direct all of your mobs straight to this block right here where we want them. So now what you're going to do is you're going to dig this bit out by another 2 blocks, and these 2 out on each side as well to create a nice little funnel. And then you temporarily just make yourself a nice little infinite water source. Hopefully you guys all know how to do that, but if not, just make a little 2x2 square, put 1 source block it in each corner, and that's your nice infinite water source. Once you got that, you're going to need that for filling this spout up with water in the next step. So first things first, put in all of your water, it's just 1 in each corner, and as you can see that all flows really nicely right to the spout. So now what we're going to do is we're going to dig through 1 more block. We're going to put our signs on this block here, 1 here, and you can put 1 here. Now alternatively you can put a pressure plate there, just depends on what you want to spend in your resources, I suppose. Now here we're going to grab ourselves a soul sand, and we're going to put that right here. Now if you guys don't know already, in the Aquatic update, when you put a bunch of water source blocks above soul sand, it will create a very fast upwards jet of water that will propel you or any mobs straight up really fast. So then what we want to do is we want to put in a water source. So if you get your probably empty buckets at this point and grab yourself some more, you can go here and put them in. Now a lot of people say that you have to put in water on every single source block, but I've personally, it seems like to me that you can just put it in every other. So if you just do like that, that still works just fine. As you can see, we just got propelled up there really fast. So now what you want to do is you want to build this tube up and up and up, but first things first, we're going to build our kill chamber. So to build that, first things first, let's just take some blocks and make a nice floor. Now at the side here, if you want, you can put a little doorway going in so you can see what's going on, what all the zombies are up to. Now we're going to continue the pipe up a little bit. Now we're going to call this for now our ground floor. Obviously it's not going to be like the surface level ground floor, but this is our killing ground floor. So for the tube, you're going to want it to go up 23 blocks from here. So you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Now 22 will be the last block, and then 23 is where they'll be standing as they get pushed along. So now comes the awkward bit. Now you've got to fill up the rest of the tube. So again, just place every other block. You're going to bounce around quite a lot, but just keep filling up the tube and that will shoot you straight up. So once you've placed in your last source block, that's the tower now complete. So now you're going to want the tube to go back down. Now, probably this whole bit will be underground, so I don't have to worry too much about fall damage. So all you got to do is just dig yourself out a nice tube directly down here. So for that purposes, I'm just going to quickly make a empty tube going all the way down. So just to demonstrate, if you're in survival, you just go from the tube over by one block, and then you just dig down. And when you eventually get to the bottom, you'll drop by a massive 2 blocks. I don't think that's going to kill many people. And here you are, back on the ground floor. So that is where your mobs are going to end up. So now we're going to need a little viewing chamber. Well, you don't have to, honestly, but you know, who doesn't want to watch the zombies drown and turn into drowns? So for those purposes, we're going to get ourselves some half slabs. And we're going to put those, one at the bottom of this block and one at the top of this block. And they'll be able to see everything nicely. Now when the mobs come out of here, we don't really want them getting out. So again, for those purposes, one at the top there. And this time, instead of at the bottom, we're just going to put it just at the top of this block. And again here. And this is going to be our wall. So now for our killing platform, what we're going to do is we're going to take one of our hoppers, we're going to place it on that block there, and then just take a couple of chests and put them out like this. That will be the chest that collects all of your mob drops, and then to complete it, all you do is you just put one half slab there. That will help you to be able to easily kill the little baby zombies or baby drowns that pop up, and everything will still go into the hopper. Okay, so now we're going to make our super simple drowned maker. Now obviously you don't have to use light blue wool, I just like to use that for the redstone circuits. So first things first, put your lever there. Now we're going to use our one sticky piston. You just quickly mine out this block and one block behind it. Put in your sticky piston and then your blocker of choice. I personally recommend using some glass so that you can see what's going on. Just put that there. Then we're just going to put one block next to there and a single redstone there. And that should be your whole circuit. Just flip on and off. Yep, that all works nicely. Now if you want, you can put in a sign here to remind yourself that in the up position this will be a zombie XP machine, and when flipped down it will be a drowned machine. But obviously that's up to you, you don't have to have it there, that's completely optional. So now let's put in our collection system. So just mine out this block here, hopper here, a couple of blocks here, next hopper there, place that block, hopper going into this one, and then finally mine out that one and crouch place hopper going into that one. Now if you want, you can cover these blocks with some slabs, and now anything that these guys drop when they turn from zombies into drowned will all be absorbed by these hoppers here and go straight into that chest. Right, now for this next part, I'd highly advise just temporarily putting a little half slab's worth of water in there. Now we're going to go finish off the top of the chamber. So if you take yourself in here, let yourself be transported to the top. Now we're just going to fill in this little bit. So what we want to do is fill it in like so, or if it's sort of still underground, then just dig it out. You want it the whole thing 2 blocks high, and then you're going to want a little roof maybe put yourself in a little torch here. Now just to finish it off, put that there, one sign right there, block of water, and then that's why that water was there. Now your tube is all finished off and you're nice and safe. So now all you got to do is just quickly mine out a few blocks and then replace them. Now at this point, before you finish replacing these blocks, just put yourself a torch right there, or alternatively some glowstone or a lamp or any kind of thing you want, some kind of light source. So obviously if you're placing in a block, put it there, and if it's just a torch then you can just put it there. And then just finish that off and boom. So now we're going to put in the system that turns this whole machine on and off. So to do that, you're going to go into your chamber, probably with whatever block you want, just pillar up until you can stand about here. Then take out this block, put in your redstone lamp, and then we need to go back outside. So take down your pillar, and then you can pillar up here to get out. Then go up the top, find the middle block, mine that one out, put yourself in some redstone, and we're just going to lead that across to here. So it doesn't really matter too much how you do it, do that however you want. And I think we want it about there. So just for reference, that's the block that's straight in front of this gap here. And then go back in, grab yourself a lever, put the lever there, flip it on, and you should see that redstone lamp come on. So now with that in place, if you want, you can actually come in here and start taking out all of the rest of your torches. And that one redstone lamp should still keep them all at bay. Just like so. Now at this point you don't need your water saucer anymore, so you can get your 2 buckets of water back and then just fill this whole thing in and then take it out. Just make sure that when you're done you've still got this nice triangle shape so that everything gets pushed straight to there. Then pillar yourself back up and out, destroy your pillar, and that is that room all done and ready. So at this point, if you want, you can take your 1 iron door, put that in there, your lever there, and now you've got a maintenance or access point. Now if you just want a relatively basic system, you're pretty much done now. All you got to do is make yourself a little bin area, because there's going to be a lot of leather jank and stuff that you're just going to want to throw away. Other than that, you can just make yourself a ladder going up to however high up your surface is, and that's basically the whole thing done. If not, then stick around and I'll tell you all about this funky little machine down here. Now to be able to see the zombies and or drowned as they come up the pipe and turn into drowned in the first place, I'd highly recommend getting a glowstone and placing it either above or below the sticky piston. So if you want to put it below the sticky piston, that's nice and simple, just mine out that block and put it in there real quick. And if you want it above, then just come around the back and take out this block right here just above the sticky piston and put that in there real quick. So now if you want to place in a bin, move 1 block away from here, punch out a hole, and then you can put in whatever trash system you want, just a bottomless, well, a really long pit or some netherrack and fire, whatever you want. And then you can add in your optional extras such as a crafting table, which you can just put there, an anvil, so make sure there's a block there, put an anvil there, and you're done. Obviously if you want, you can put in a sign here to remind yourself that this is where the trash goes, and also a sign here to remind yourself which way the lever goes to switch the machine on and off. If your lever ends up like that, that's simple, just real quick, make sure that you're facing away and then putting it like that. Make sure that you do that real quick because that will probably turn the machine on. As you can see, that's fine. Make sure to remove that water block right there when you're done. Now here, you don't have to do this, but I'd highly recommend just take out that half slab and instead put in a sign just to remind yourself which way the lever should be, or to just simply label it as zombie mode and drown mode. So if you want to build the fancy little smelter system down here, first things first, you're going to want to take out that block there, put in another chest. That's going to be for your coal input. Then come down and around here. Make sure you've got a whole bunch of blocks underneath, because that'll just make placing everything in a lot easier for you. Dig this one out directly underneath your new chest. Put in the hopper facing down. Dig this one out. Hopper facing in. This one also facing down. Going into your furnace. Now all of the items you get from your mobs will go into here if you allow them to, and your coal will go in here, and that will smelt everything up. So now we just need a hopper underneath here to take all of the freshly smelted goods. So you can knock this block out here and have that one go into that block. Now going up here and back into that chest, we're going to put a drop elevator, so make sure you've got one more block down here. For ease sake, make sure that you've got something to stand on. Take out that block, dropper facing up, you might have to jump to place it. Take out that block, and that block. Again, crouch, jump place, and then move up a block. If it's really necessary, take these out here, and then again, just crouch, jump, place. And that should be all three of your droppers in place. Now we don't need this block, but if we want to keep everything, we're going to need to take out this block here, put that in, a couple of blocks down, see we've got a redstone, and that will lock off that hopper. So now the stuff that goes into the chest will now stay in the chest unless you decide that you want to smelt it up, in which case you release it and that will put the whole smelting machine into gear. So now that's basically the whole system done. All we need to do is just hook up the drop elevator to make sure that everything goes back into the chest once it's all been smelted. So to do that, just come around this side, put in one block here, and now we're just going to make a little 2x3 platform. Now put one block up here, make sure there's a block underneath there, punch that one out. Now we're going to put in a comparator coming out of this dispenser here, so a dropper, and then put in a couple of redstone there with a repeater facing into that block. Put another repeater right there, one dot of redstone, and then crouch place a block right there. Now we just need to crouch place a block there. Put one dot of redstone dust right there, a couple of blocks just to stop these redstone lines from mingling, Then you put a redstone torch right there, going up into a block with another redstone torch on that side, and that is your whole system done. So now just make sure you fill those blocks back in, go to this dot of redstone, look up, punch that one out, and now you can have this as your maintenance hatch. So if you want, just put in a couple of bits of ladder and one trapdoor. Put your trapdoor in there, open it up, and you should be able to climb up and down that easily, and then just jump to get out. Now just make sure you fill in those blocks there. If you want, you can fill it one block further out, so that way you've got a little bit of room to put in a normal torch. That way everything is almost safe down here, nothing can spawn. And that is your system set up and good to go. So now if anything gets stuck in either this hopper or the furnace, such as leather gear or tridents, you can easily just take them out and then turn the system on or off. Do as you wish with your leather and your tridents. Maybe have another chest somewhere just for all of your thousands of your tridents that you're going to get. And that's yeah, that's pretty much it. So you just put your coal in here, just like so. Doesn't matter how much or how little, just make sure it holds it enough, and that should make its way straight into there. You can see that filling up nicely. Let's see if this guy drops anything. I don't really want to cook that up. Let's turn the system off. So now whatever goes in here will stay in there, and then when you want stuff to get smelted, just release the lever and away it goes. Once it's done being cooked up, it will make its way up this drop elevator and back into the chest. If it's armor, that will make its way back up there in the form of nuggets. Okay, so now I'll do a 10-minute run of this machine and see what kind of drops we get out of it. So, and 3, 2, 1. Okay, and that should about do it for the 10 minutes, so we'll turn the device off and then get rid of these guys. Any ones that linger in the system. Just wait for these guys to turn into drowned. As you can see, I'm just killing these guys in a few hits each just with my fist. But if you wanted to, you could probably use a looting sword and get even more. So now that the 10 minutes are up, let's see what we got. So yeah, that's what you can get in literally just 10 minutes. We've already got 4 tridents, a bunch of Nautilus shells, and way more armor than we even want. So yeah, as you can see, it's the system is already pretty backed up. So that's why you need a bin to get rid of stuff. At some point I might add an auto sorter to this thing to automatically sort out and get rid of all of the leather stuff and things that we don't want, the rotten flesh, all that kind of jank. But for now, yeah, that's just 10 minutes worth, so imagine what this thing could do in an hour session. So yeah, you can be harvesting hundreds of thousands of tridents and throwing them at everyone, and set up a trident shop on a server, maybe sell them for loads and loads of diamonds each. Yeah, this thing's a pretty good machine. You can get a hell of a lot out of it. So yeah, that's the drowned farm slash trident farm slash zombie farm. It can even be used as an iron farm and a gold farm if you wanted it to. Once you've smelted up all of the armor that this thing drops and turned it into nuggets and turned those into ingots, yeah, you're well away. So if you liked this tutorial, then drop a like on the video. If you liked it a lot, then please remember to subscribe to the channel so that you can keep up to date with all of my latest tutorials and other gaming videos. This has been Alvor of Alvor's Forge. Thank you very much for watching, and catch you in the next one.